An employee blasted me on TikTok, accusing me of not approving her wedding leave. Ainsley Castillo ranted. Our marriage rates are low. Birth rates are low. It's all because of toxic capitalists like you. You won't even approve my wedding leave. In your eyes, am I just a workhorse? Not even a person? I believed your nonsense about building an all-women company and a women-friendly workplace. Now your true bloodsucking capitalist face is showing. The video blew up instantly, and countless young people empathized with her hardcore. They piled on online, cursing me, even doxing me and sending razor blades. As the boss, I went live and confronted her head-on. Sorry, but I can't approve her wedding leave. She can quit and go through labor arbitration, or sue me, but her wedding leave is out of the question. The live stream exploded in views that day. Among the supporters for her, some claimed to be lawyers, offering to sue me pro bono. But Ainsley looked troubled. I just want my wedding leave. I never thought about quitting, let alone suing her. Chapter 1. Ainsley Castillo's act of playing the victim totally won over the comments. Oh my god. Look what they've driven her to. And she is still so polite to that vixen. Paige Russell, you're inhumane. You've driven your employee to the brink. Lawyers, team up and sue her for abusing her power. She's just jealous. She can't get married herself, so she won't let her employees tie the knot. My image as a jealous which was sealed in an instant. My assistant, Chloe, and a few other employees spoke up to defend me. That's not how it is. It's Ainsley's fault. Ms. Russell didn't mean it that way. Their quiet rebuttals got picked up by the mic, and the live chat blew up immediately. Did you hear that? She's threatening her employees. Those women are chiming in to back her up. Oh god, this company is terrifying. Full of villains. They have been brainwashed. Still defending her. Is this some kind of cult company? My personal phone buzzed like crazy on the desk. The screen flashed with the name of my investor, Gabrielle Dotson. I ignored it, staring at the camera and the flood of online curses. They called me inhumane, crazy, and mentally twisted. Right in front of millions of viewers, I shut down the live stream. The screen went black, and the broadcast ended in my total defeat. Ainsley gained the sympathy of the entire internet, while I was labeled as a jealous, gaslighting, and toxic capitalist who abused the employees. The next day, I had just arrived in the office when the operations director rushed in. Her face as pale as a sheet. Madam, we've got a problem. Our products have been pulled from every platform, citing serious issues with our values. And our partners sent unilateral termination letters. Her haven was grinding to a halt, the gravity of the situation hanging in the air. Suddenly, the office door got kicked open. Gabrielle stormed in with a fierce expression, slamming his phone down on my desk. Paige Russell, he roared, jabbing his finger at my nose. Why did you hang up on me yesterday? Are you out of your mind? For one in turn, you're gonna ruin everything for everyone. Before I could respond, Vice President Victoria Gray stepped in front of him. Mr. Dotson, calm down. Paige is the most upright person I know. She must have her reasons. Gabrielle wasn't impressed. What, you've been brainwashed too? What kind of perks did she give you? Why is everyone defending her? Victoria ignored him and pulled out her phone. Right in front of him, she logged into her verified account and posted. I stake my reputation to say that Ms. Paige Russell is the best boss ever. She is nothing like what they're saying online. My assistant, who had spoken up in the live stream, along with a few women from tech and marketing, all commented under the post. Our culture is the best in the industry. No bullying is allowed here. Ms. Russell is great to every one of us. We stand with Ms. Russell. The post, along with the comments, shot to trending soon after. Chapter 2. Within 10 minutes, Ainsley posted a new video, screenshotting Victoria's post and those comments. She choked with sobs, shaking all over. I'm so scared. They're all bullying me. Paige Russell has turned the company into her personal dictatorship. All the employees have been brainwashed. They're all in cahoots. This place is terrifying. They're ganging up to attack me. In cahoots became the new trending term. A massive cyberbullying campaign against my employees kicked off. Victoria's home address got leaked. Her kid's photo got photoshopped into an obituary and spread everywhere. Chloe's phone blew up with curses and death threats. Every employee who supported me got doxxed. Their inboxes overflowed with hateful DMs. Bootlicking bitch. Brainwashed idiot. You deserve it. May your whole family drop dead. When Victoria came to me, her eyes were swollen, and her mental state was unstable. She deleted the post, weeping. Paige, I'm sorry. My kid is only 3, and my husband wants to divorce me. Those people are monsters. She handed in her resignation. And so did Chloe and those from the tech and marketing departments. The employees who had defended me yesterday collapsed under the non-stop harassment and threats. They quit one by one. Ainsley became the hero fighting against office politics, and her haven got slapped with labels like in cahoots and pyramid scheme brainwashing. Our reputation was in the gutter. A week later, I sat alone in the deserted office. On my computer screen, the whole internet was pushing videos of Ainsley and her fiancé in happy interviews. The man hugged her, promising on camera to protect her forever. My DMs were stuffed with all sorts of curses wishing me and my family dead. Worse still, they exposed my personal info, ID, home address and phone number, and pasted them everywhere. People kept splashing red paint on my apartment door. Black marker scrawled "toxic hag" and "to hell." The property manager cleaned it 3 times a day and still couldn't keep up. My mom called scolding me. "Paige, have you lost it? Look at what they're saying online. Throw away your company over something so small? Hurry up and apologize to that girl." My dad yelled in the background. "You're just twisted because you can't get married. Jealous of that girl's happiness. You've shamed our family." I hung up, but my peace was short-lived as Ainsley went live again in a big way, streaming her wedding preparations from trying on dresses and picking rings to decorating the new house. In every stream, she shaded me. I really gotta thank my ex-boss. Her oppression made me see who truly loves me. Why do women have to make it hard on each other? Hope she can get over it someday. Comments gushed. "Ainsley, you're so kind." Gabrielle called an emergency board meeting and gave me an ultimatum. "Paige, you have 2 options. 1. Hold a press conference right now, apologize to Ainsley, approve her leave, and compensate her for emotional distress. 2. All shareholders will dilute your shares and boot you out. Your choice." "I refuse," I said flatly. Gabrielle paused, then cursed. "You're a lunatic." The call ended abruptly. The next day, the industry blackballed me, removing my name from every business forum. I went from a star entrepreneur to a disgrace. No one dared mention me again. Ainsley posted her wedding invite e-card on social media. She didn't block me. She even tagged a few ex-colleagues who'd quit, including Victoria and Chloe. She made sure I saw it. That night, my best friend came to talk me down. She looked at my paint-splattered door, heartbroken. "Paige, you can't fight public opinion. Ruining 10 years of hard work over a newbie? Not worth it. Just swallow your pride and make an apology. It will blow over." Why so stubborn? I didn't explain, just staring out the window. Looking at the shocking red paint on my door, I felt nothing inside. I opened my phone notes, quietly jotting down Ainsley's wedding date and the hotel venue from the invite. Chapter 3. The board issued a public statement. Due to Paige Russell's egregious personal conduct, which has caused irreparable damage to the company brand, by unanimous board decision, effective immediately, she is removed from her CEO position, and all her shares are frozen. I got fired from the company I founded. The news hit, and the internet celebrated. Ainsley's wedding happened on the same day. She live-streamed the whole thing, with viewership breaking 10 million. She wore an expensive custom gown and flawless makeup, basking in her life's peak moment. In the stream, a viewer brought me up. "What happened to your toxic boss? Is she dead?" Ainsley covered her mouth, faking sympathy. "Oh guys, don't bring her up today. It's my big day. I actually feel bad for her. She's got nothing left now." Her eyes gleamed with smug challenge on camera. "If she thinks I faked documents or lied about anything, she can totally sue me." She chuckled. "I'm waiting for her lawyer's letter." The chat erupted in laughter. "Ha ha ha, like she can afford a lawyer now. Let her bring it to court. See if she will win." "Ainsley, just ignore that crazy hag." My phone rang again. It was my mom, her voice breaking. "Paige, please stop being so stubborn. Your dad had a heart attack and was hospitalized. We're old. We can't handle this social pressure." I hung up without responding, but then a message came from Victoria. "Paige, I've given up. I can't fight them. I'm just a regular person. You should too." Silent, I watched the live feed. Ainsley and her groom were about to exchange rings. It was about time. I shut off the stream. At the wedding venue, the music hit its climax and the crowd cheered. "Now the groom may kiss the bride," announced the priest. Right then, the ballroom doors flung open, the huge noise drowning out the music. Every guest, plus millions watching live, looked over. Ainsley stiffened at the sight of me, her face going pale. She pointed a finger at me, screeching, "Security! Get this crazy woman out. She's here to cause trouble." The guards rushed over in a panic, but I was unstoppable. Ignoring her screams and the stunned guests on both sides, I walked straight to the stage. The priest was too shocked to speak. The groom, Donovan Pope, shielded Ainsley, yelling, "What are you doing here? Get out." I took the mic from the priest, smirking at Ainsley. My voice wasn't loud, but it echoed through the speakers across the room and the stream. "Relax. I'm here to deliver a gift." I turned to the cameras and guests, holding up a flash drive. "You want to sue me? Watch the evidence first." I went aside to the control console and plugged in the device before the staff could react. The screen flickered on, displaying a file, Ainsley's onboarding paperwork at my company. The live stream viewers froze. I grabbed a laser pointer, a red dot landing precisely on the key date. It was the day before her wedding leave request. The room went dead silent for 3 seconds. Then a round of gasps echoed. Chapter 4. The red laser dot hovered steadily over the date on the massive LED screen behind me. October 12th. I read aloud, my voice echoing through the opulent ballroom. That is the date Ainsley Castillo officially signed her employment contract with her haven. At 9 a.m. I clicked a button on my remote. The screen transitioned to a new document. A formal leave request form. And this, I continued, is the leave request she submitted. Look at the timestamp. October 13th. 10:30 a.m. Exactly 25.5 hours after she stepped foot in my company, during which, by the way, she spent 8 hours in orientation. The silence in the ballroom was absolute. The clinking of champagne glasses had ceased. Millions of viewers on the livestream were frozen in a collective state of shock. I turned my gaze to Ainsley, who was clutching her custom Vera Wang gown. Her face drained of all color. In our company handbook, we offer an industry-leading 30 days of paid wedding leave, along with a $20,000 honeymoon bonus. It is a benefit I personally designed to support the women who dedicate years of their lives to building her haven, I said, pacing slowly across the stage. But Ainsley here didn't want to wait. On her second day, she demanded the full 30 days paid, the $20,000 cash bonus up front, and an additional 2 months of wedding preparation leave. Paid, of course. The livestream chat, which I had projected onto the bottom corner of the screen, stalled for a millisecond before exploding in a dizzying blur of text. Wait. 1 day. She worked there for 1 day. She wanted 3 months of paid leave and $20K after 24 hours. What a parasite. Oh my God, I feel sick. I defended her. Turn it off. Ainsley suddenly shrieked, her voice cracking. She lunged toward the control console, but 2 large men in dark suits stepped out from the shadows of the stage, blocking her path. I had paid top dollar for private security tonight. I wasn't leaving anything to chance. Get out of my way. This is illegal. You're invading my privacy. Ainsley screamed, her carefully curated sweet persona fracturing into pieces. Privacy? I laughed, a sharp, cold sound. You live-streamed my home address, Ainsley. You encouraged people to send death threats to my assistant. We are way past privacy. Donovan, the groom, finally snapped out of his daze. He marched up the steps, his face flushed dark red with fury. Listen to me, you crazy bitch. I don't care what she asked for. You're trespassing, and I will have you arrested. Call the police, Donovan, I challenged smoothly. Please. It will save them the trip. Because the leave request wasn't the reason I fired her. What happened next was, I clicked the remote again. The screen flickered, displaying high-definition security footage from inside my CEO office. The timestamp showed October 13th, 11 a.m. The audio crackled to life, perfectly crisp. Footage, Ainsley. Ms. Russell, I saw my leave request was denied. I think there must be a misunderstanding. Footage, page me. There's no misunderstanding, Ainsley. You're on day 2 of your probation. Benefits vest after 6 months. You are welcome to take unpaid leave for your wedding, but I cannot authorize 3 months of paid absence and a cash bonus for an employee who hasn't even set up her email signature yet. Footage, Ainsley. Her sweet smile vanished, replaced by a calculating sneer. Look, Paige. Let's not play games. Her haven's entire brand is built on being women-friendly. Do you know how fragile that is? I have over 100,000 followers on TikTok. If I go online right now, crying about how the great feminist CEO Paige Russell is an oppressive, jealous capitalist who denied a bride her wedding leave, they will eat you alive. Footage, Paige. Are you trying to extort me? Footage, Ainsley. I'm offering a transaction. Approve the leave, wire the 20 grand, and I'll post a glowing review about what a girl boss you are. Deny it, and I will burn your reputation to the ground. The internet doesn't care about facts, Paige. They care about victims. And I play a great victim. The video ended, freezing on Ainsley's smug, malicious grin. A collective gasp echoed through the wedding venue. Some of the groom's family members literally stood up, staring at Ainsley in absolute disgust. The live chat was moving so fast the server was lagging. Extortion. That is literal extortion. She planned the whole thing. We were used. She weaponized our empathy. I'm throwing up. I literally sent hate mail to Paige because of this snake. Ainsley is a sociopath. Ainsley stumbled backward, her hands covering her mouth. That's deepfake. It's AI. She faked it, she stammered, looking frantically at her guests. Donovan, tell them she faked it. Donovan glared at me, his fists clenched. You think a doctored video is going to save your miserable company? You're already fired. You're nothing. Oh, Donovan. I smiled, the ice in my veins completely taking over. I'm so glad you spoke up. Because you are the most fascinating part of this whole story. Chapter 5. I advanced to the next slide. A massive, blown-up photograph of Donovan Pope filled the screen. Next to it was a corporate registry document. When Ainsley's video first went viral, I couldn't figure out how it exploded so fast. I explained to the silent, captive audience. The algorithm is one thing, but the sheer volume of hate, the coordinated doxing, the targeted harassment of my employees, it was too organized, too professional. I clicked the remote. A web of financial transactions appeared. It turns out, your loving groom isn't an architect, as you claim on your TikToks, Ainsley. Donovan Pope is the owner of Apex Digital Solutions, a black hat PR firm specializing in astroturfing, cyberbullying, and manufactured outrage. Donovan physically flinched. The color drained from his face so fast he looked like a corpse in a tuxedo. Donovan's firm utilizes bot farms to artificially inflate videos and coordinate mass harassment. I continued, my voice sharp and unforgiving. He manufactured the death threats. He was the one who photoshopped the obituary of my vice president's 3-year-old child. He orchestrated the red paint on my door. The crowd erupted. What? A woman in the front row, Ainsley's own mother, shrieked. You monsters, someone else yelled. The live chat was a wall of pure fury. He targeted a 3-year-old. Oh my God, Victoria. We bullied a mother into quitting because of this scumbag. I hope they both rot in prison. But here is the million-dollar question, I said, raising my hand to quiet the room. The power I held in that moment was absolute. Why would a professional hitman like Donovan offer his extremely expensive services for a mid-level grifter like Ainsley? She couldn't afford a campaign of this magnitude. So who paid him? I clicked the final slide. It was a bank ledger. Highlighted in bright yellow was a wire transfer to Apex Digital Solutions for $500,000. The date of the transfer was October 10th, 2 days before Ainsley even started working at her haven. The money came from an offshore shell company, I said smoothly. But as the CEO of her haven, I had access to our major investors' financial disclosures. It didn't take a forensic accountant to trace the shell company back to its parent entity, Dotson Capital. I turned my head, locking eyes with a man sitting at the VIP table near the front. Gabrielle Dotson. He had been sitting there sipping scotch, enjoying the spectacle of my replacement, but now he was frozen, his glass hovering inches from his mouth. Isn't that right, Gabrielle? I asked. The camera swung to capture his horrified face. You hired them. Gabrielle slammed his glass down. This is slander. You're a hysterical, fired woman trying to save face. Turn the cameras off. Slander is spoken. Libel is written. This, Gabrielle, is a paper trail, I replied, stepping down from the stage and walking directly toward him. The guests parted for me like the Red Sea. For 6 months, Gabrielle has been trying to force a buyout of her haven. I addressed the room and the millions watching online. A mega conglomerate wanted to acquire us, but only if we gutted our female-focused benefits, slashed our payroll, and outsourced our tech department. As the founder and majority voting shareholder, I vetoed the sale. Gabrielle stood to make $50 million on that deal, but I was standing in his way. I stopped a few feet from his table. So he needed a way to trigger the morals and conduct clause in my operating agreement. A clause that allows the board to freeze a founder's shares and strip their voting rights if they cause catastrophic public damage to the brand. But I don't have scandals, Gabrielle. So, you had to buy one. I pointed back at the stage, where Ainsley and Donovan were currently whispering frantically, trying to find an exit. Gabrielle paid Donovan $500,000 to plant his fiancée, Ainsley, in my company. Ainsley makes the extortion demand. I refuse. They launched the smear campaign. The public demands my head. Gabrielle steps in as the savior investor, fires me, triggers the morals clause, and takes control of the company to force the sale. I tilted my head, smiling coldly at my former investor. It was a brilliant corporate coup, Gabrielle. Truly. Except for one minor detail. Gabrielle's jaw tightened. You have no proof I knew what they were doing. Your finished page. Oh, I'm just getting started. I pulled my phone from my pocket and tapped the screen. Right on cue. The heavy double doors of the ballroom slammed open once again. This time, it wasn't me. It was half a dozen police officers, led by 2 men in FBI windbreakers. Donovan Pope and Ainsley Castillo? The lead agent announced, his voice booming over the chaos. You are under arrest for extortion, wire fraud, and cyberstalking. Gabrielle Dotson, we have a warrant for your electronic devices in connection to corporate espionage and conspiracy to commit fraud. Pandemonium broke out. Ainsley let out a blood-curdling scream as 2 officers approached the stage. She tripped over her massive dress, falling hard onto the stage as they pulled her hands behind her back, slapping cold steel handcuffs over her manicured wrists. Donovan, do something, she shrieked, her makeup running in dark, ugly streaks down her face. But Donovan was already pinned against the LED screen, a cop reading him his Miranda rights. Gabrielle stood up, trying to look dignified as an agent approached him. I am calling my lawyers, he spat at me. You think you've won? You think getting me arrested changes anything? The board still fired you. Your shares are frozen. I still control her haven. I looked at him, feeling a deep, profound sense of peace. About that, I said softly, stepping closer so only he and the camera catching our exchange could hear. Did you ever actually read the original patent filings for Her Haven's core algorithm and IP, Gabrielle? He frowned, a flicker of uncertainty crossing his arrogant eyes. I wrote that code in my garage 10 years ago, I whispered. I hold the patents in my personal name. Her Haven merely licenses the IP from me, and there is a clause in that licensing agreement. A clause stating that if I am ever removed from the company without legally proven cause, the license is immediately revoked. Gabrielle stopped breathing. You didn't steal a tech empire, Gabrielle, I said, my voice dripping with finality. You stole empty office space and a bunch of leased laptops. Her Haven is dead. The tech is mine. You just bankrupted yourself and every board member who voted against me. Gabrielle's knees buckled. He grabbed the edge of the table to stop himself from collapsing. The realization that he had just torched tens of millions of dollars washed over him, turning his face gray. Take him out, the FBI agent ordered. As they marched Gabrielle toward the exit, I turned back to the camera one last time. To the internet, I said, staring directly into the lens. You wanted a villain. You got 3. Do better next time. I signaled my security team. We unplugged the flash drive, walked out of the ballroom, and left Ainsley's shattered wedding to the police. Chapter 6. The crisp night air hit my face as I walked out of the hotel. I took a deep breath, feeling the crushing weight of the past 2 weeks finally lift off my shoulders. My phone vibrated in my pocket. I pulled it out. The notifications were moving so fast they were practically a blur. Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, every single platform had exploded. The live stream of Ainsley's arrest was already the #1 trending topic globally. Hashtag justice for Paige. Hashtag Ainsley going to jail. Hashtag Her Haven conspiracy. I ignored the thousands of apologies flooding my DMs from strangers who had been telling me to kill myself just 24 hours prior. Public opinion was a pendulum. I had no interest in seeking validation from people who could be so easily manipulated. Instead, I opened my contacts and dialed a number. It rang twice before a shaky voice answered. Paige. Hey Victoria, I said gently. There was a muffled sob on the other end of the line. Paige. I'm watching the stream. I'm watching it right now. Oh my God. Paige, I am so sorry I abandoned you. I just couldn't take the threats to my daughter. Stop. I interrupted her, my tone softening entirely. You have nothing to apologize for, Vic. You are a mother first. You protected your family. That's exactly the kind of woman I hired you to be. They arrested the man who made the fake obituary, she cried. My husband. He saw the broadcast. He hugged me. We're not getting a divorce, Paige. He understands now. A warm ache spread through my chest. I'm glad, Victoria. Truly. What happens now? She asked, sniffing. Gabrielle owns the shell of Her Haven. We're all out of jobs. I smiled, unlocking my car door. Take the weekend off, Victoria. Rest. Hug your kid. On Monday morning, check your email. I'm legally launching a new company. The IP is mine. I've already secured fresh backing from investors who actually value our culture. I'm calling it Aurora. I need my VP of operations back. And call Chloe and the tech team. I want everyone who quit to have their jobs back, with a 20% raise for pain and suffering. Victoria gasped. Are you serious? Dead serious. See you Monday, Vic. I hung up. Before I could even start the engine, another call came through. It was my mother. I hesitated, remembering how she and my father had berated me, telling me to swallow my pride, to apologize to the girl who was destroying my life, just to save face. I answered it. Paige. My mother's voice was frantic, trembling with a mix of awe and guilt. Paige, honey, your father and I, we saw the news. It's all over the television. They arrested that awful girl. I know, Mom. I was there. We are so sorry, sweetie. Your dad is crying in his hospital bed. We shouldn't have doubted you. We didn't understand. We thought you were just being stubborn. It's okay, Mom, I said quietly. And it was. They were from a different generation. A generation taught that women should bow their heads and weather the storm, rather than stand up and fight the lightning. How is Dad's heart? The doctor says it was just a severe stress-induced angina attack, not a full coronary. He'll be released tomorrow. Can you come see us? I'll be there tomorrow morning, I promised. I put the car in gear and drove away from the Century Hotel. Chapter 7. 3 months later. The sleek, modern glass doors of Aurora Incorporated slid open as I walked into our new headquarters. The lobby was bright, flooded with natural light, and buzzing with energy. Good morning, Ms. Russell, the receptionist chimed cheerfully. Morning, Sarah, I smiled, grabbing a coffee from the break room before heading to the executive floor. The past 3 months had been a whirlwind of absolute vindication. Gabrielle's hostile takeover had spectacularly imploded. Without my core algorithm, Her Haven couldn't deliver on any of its contracts. The conglomerate that had wanted to buy them backed out immediately upon realizing the IP wasn't included. The board members who had voted to oust me panicked and tried to sue me, but my legal framework was ironclad. Her haven filed for bankruptcy within 6 weeks. Gabriel lost nearly his entire fortune and was currently facing federal charges for wire fraud and corporate sabotage. As for Ainsley and Donovan, their trial was a media circus. Given the severity of the cyberstalking, the fake obituaries, and the sheer scale of the extortion attempt, the judge decided to make an example of them. Ainsley was sentenced to 4 years in a federal penitentiary. Donovan, with his prior history of running illegal bot farms, got 7. They say the internet has a short memory, but Ainsley's mugshot, her custom wedding gown ruined, mascara running down her face, had become the permanent meme for FAFO. Fuck around and find out. I pushed open the door to the boardroom. Victoria, Chloe, and my lead developers were already there, reviewing the launch metrics for our new software rollout. Paige. Just in time, Victoria beamed, looking healthier and happier than I had ever seen her. The Q1 numbers just came in. We've officially surpassed her haven's peak user metrics. The new algorithm is running flawlessly. And the media coverage? I asked, sitting at the head of the table. Chloe grinned, pulling up a slide. Glowing. Forbes just released an article calling Aurora the Phoenix of Silicon Valley. The public absolutely loves the comeback story. Oh, and our job applications are through the roof. Every top-tier female engineer in the country wants to work for you. I leaned back in my chair, looking around the room at the brilliant, resilient women who had walked through hell with me and come out the other side. Make sure HR thoroughly vets the new hires, I said with a wry smirk. Check the timestamps on their references. A ripple of laughter went around the table. Don't worry, Victoria chuckled. Our new probationary period is strictly enforced. No wedding leave on day 2. I smiled, sipping my coffee. The storm had tried to break us. It had tried to use our empathy, our progressive values, and our sisterhood as weapons against us. But it had failed to realize one crucial thing. We didn't build a women-friendly company because we were soft. We built it because we were strong enough to protect it. All right, team, I said, setting my mug down and looking at the projections on the screen. The numbers were blindingly bright. Let's get to work.